What is up, everybody? My name is Harry Rice. I believe that we are live. Yes, indeed, we are. Hello, everybody. My name is Harry Rice again, and I review games typically for the Montreal Canadiens. Tonight, we played in a game that went to overtime against the Winnipeg Jets. Believe me, we will talk about this game for sure. Zach coming in firstly, though. I love you, Harry, but sweet Jesus for those refs dog shit. Hey, you know what, Zach? Firstly, welcome to the stream, my guy. I don't know how long you're gonna be in here, or if you're recording already, but yeah, I mean, you could argue both ways. There were a couple missed calls on the Jets, couple on the Habs. I think if you're gonna argue that goal shouldn't have counted, I feel like because there isn't substantial evidence to prove that that Anderson doesn't touch the puck, you have to call it a good goal. And also in overtime, you can't argue that Lowry shouldn't have gotten called for what he did. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see exactly what calls there were. We will obviously get into the game. We'll do. If you're new here, we go into the lines for both teams. We go into a little summary, sort of analysis, my little recap of what happened in the game. We go through the stats for the Canadiens, and then we get on out of here after, of course, I read through any comments or questions that come by in the live chat. I just wanted to remind you guys, I will be back up here live on the 21st and 22nd for the Canadiens games against the Minnesota Wild and the Chicago Blackhawks, respectively. Friday, it is looking like we probably will be able to go live. Looks like we probably will be able to go live for the whole game. We'll see, though. No guarantees. Turns out only one of my parents is actually going out. The other one is staying in. And then we are back up here live again on Christmas Eve for the Hangout live stream. We're going to play some games again. Still not sure if we're going to play some WWE Supercard, do some NHL. We might do a mix of things, but we will see, though. We will see. Harry, your 3 goals were Josh Anderson kicking the puck, Josh throwing the puck to an open net, and Ehlers being called for tripping 3 seconds after being tripped. 1, Anderson does not kick the puck. He redirects it. It's not a distinctive kicking motion. Anderson doesn't throw the puck to an open man. He doesn't throw the puck to an open man. There's not enough conclusive evidence about that. And Ehlers, he doesn't look like he gets tripped. He looks like he gets interfered with, if anything. Anderson just does a really good job of selling that he's not meaning to run into Nikolai Ehlers. The trip was 100% legitimate, though. That trip 100% should have been called. This night is a ref rant. Hey, you know what, Zach? I mean, hey, if it's a ref rant, do you think so? I mean, you know what? Hey, I will absolutely appreciate a ref rant, because anytime you get a Nolan Sports podcast, a Nolan Hockey podcast rant is a good night. I will admit that is a good night. Hey, Ari, Zach. Hey, Randy, how's it going, man? Thank you for coming by. Oh, love you too, Zach. Love you too, man. Believe me, guys, go check out Nolan Hockey Podcast. Great Jets streams, occasional streams, great Jets content. Him and Peg City Hockey are like the only Jets content creators that I check out from time to time. Not from time to time, I check them out, but you know what I mean. I typically, with some other fan bases, I'll check out other stuff from time to time, but you know what? I only check out Zach and Carter and of course our favorite Josh. no, of course. But you know, we love our fucking Jets boys. We love our Jets boys. Yeah, I miss the live streams too, man. I miss the Jets streams. Those were sick, man. Habs own Helipuck. I mean, yeah, we kind of do. I mean, firstly, the 2021, we sweep the Jets 2-0-0 this year. Actually, technically for the Jets, they're 0-0-2 against the Canadiens this year, so they get 2 games. They get 2. They get 2. They get 2, basically the equivalent of a win with the 2 overtime points that they lose. Unfortunately, I was there. Oh, Zach, I had a feeling, because weirdly enough, you usually tend to stream for Jets and Habs games. So I saw you weren't live tonight, and I saw you didn't DM me earlier saying I'm going to be live. So I assumed you were going to be there, and yeah, I guess I was correct that you were there in the building. Oh, this is really, really great. This is going to be a great stream. I can tell already. All right. Thanks for cheering for the Habs. Let's go, Randy. Let's go. All right, so the open lines for the Sorry, I just gotta check. Did I pick Discord? Oh, okay, I did. Good. I did ping Discord. I thought I might not have sent it out. Before we do get into the stream, into the actual recap, today's video is sponsored. No, I wish. Well, today's stream is sponsored by myself. I'm 25 Days of Harry is still going on. We just uploaded a creepypasta reading. If you guys want to check that out, that's the most recent video on the channel. I believe I have up to the 23rd. All uploaded, obviously just scheduled to release on their respective days. I just filmed the Q&A today, and I filmed some stuff for day 25. And the good news is, if I'm not able to get the 100 favorite movies of all time ready in time for 25 Days of Harry, I do have an extra video planned that I will be able to put out then. And then the 100 favorite movies will come out probably in the next couple days after that. So, yeah, obviously I'm hoping that I won't have to go to the backup plan, but if I do need to, I will be able to keep the streak going and keep 25 Days of Harry a full 25 days. So I just want to let you guys know that 25 Days of Harry going on to the channel. Go check that out. I've been seeing we're getting a lot of subscribers recently as well, so I wanted to make sure they knew that the video every day for December 1st to 25th was going on. So, yeah. The opening lines now for the Montreal Canadiens were Caulfield, Suzuki, Slafkovsky, Monahan's Evans Anderson, Armia, Dvorak, Gallagher, Pezzetta, Stevens, Ulinen, Matheson, Savard, Gouli, Barron, and Struble, Kovacevic, are on the blue line. No line changes whatsoever from last game. From the past couple games, it's been like 4 or 5 games straight with these lines. The only change is in net as Jake Allen gets a start in net. Caden Primo ends up warming the bench as Montembeault is given the night off. Someone mentioned it. I forget if it was on Twitter or they mentioned it on the broadcast. But since Caden Primo's last start where he stopped, what was it, 42 out of 45 shots, something like that, he has now been sitting for 5 straight games. I think it was 4 straight games. So, interesting. I just want to note that. Despite him having the 3.40 goals against average, again, his last game was incredible. It was very, very good. Surprised we didn't give him this game. I'm assuming maybe they'll give him the Hawks. I can't see. Then again, I have no clue who we go with the Wild. For all we know, we'll go Allen again because the Wild always beat us. So why not tenderize Jake Allen a little? Maybe we throw Monty in there with the hopes of maybe he steals the game. Maybe throw Primo in. Hey, we can't beat the fucking Wild. Let's throw this kid in. And then the Hawks, we go probably Monty, I would assume. But we'll see. Maybe Primo, rookie luck against the Wild. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. So Allen got the net tonight. Primo backs him up. And like I said, Monty is given the night off. The opening lines for the Jets were Ehlers, Scheifele, Vilardi, Perfetti, Nemestikov, Iafallo. I almost said Nemestankov. Niederreiter, Lowry, Appleton. Niederreiter, by the way, congratulations on the extension. I know it's been a couple weeks, but congrats to him on the extension with the Jets. GG's, hey, Fazio, GG's, my guy, GG's. And Barron of the Morgan variety, I should say. Gustafsson and Janssen Fialbi. Refs were shit. Fazio, why does every Jets fan think the refs were shit tonight? The first goal was not kicked. It was a distinctive lead into the net. It was more of a tip than anything. He's fucking skating through and he glides the puck off his skate, if anything. The second goal, there's no conclusive evidence that Anderson doesn't get a touch on that puck, especially with how fast it ends up traveling to Jesse Ulinen after Andy tosses the puck down to his stick. And even then, I'm pretty sure that if the goal should have been called off, that if you think the second goal should have been called off, if Anderson doesn't get a touch on it, a Jet sure as hell does. Whether it's Hellebuck, it's I think it was Schmidt who was right in there with Andy. That still should be a good goal because it hits a Jet stick and then goes off Ulinen's stick into the net. So, yeah. Well, Fazio, you know what? One goal actually won the game tonight and the other didn't. So, I mean, Perfetti can take his goal and shove it up his ass because, like, last time I checked, the Jets are not a legitimate contender. So, yeah. Harry, not so scary. It's rudimentary. It's rudimentary. It's rudimentary and pretty sanitary rice. Hey, Bob's your uncle. Bob Cannon, how's it going, man? Thank you for coming by, my good sir. Pleasure to see you, my good sir. Morsi, DeMello, Morsi DeMello, Dylan Pionk, and Sandberg Schmidt were on the blue line. Connor Hellebuck gets the start net for the Jets, obviously, and Laurent Brossoit backs him up as he should be used to doing at this point. Before the game, the start of I think it's a 6-game Western Conference road trip. Let me actually look it up real quick on the Canadian schedule, because I could probably very quickly find if it's how many games it is. So yeah, so we played the Jets tonight. Then okay, so it's just a straight up road trip. It's not even a Western Conference road. Technically, it's a mini one because we're in Minnesota and Chicago on Thursday and Friday. Then on the 28th, we're back in the East. We're against the Hurricanes, the Panthers, and Lightning on the 30th and 31st. So we do play on New Year's Eve. That's fun. And then we go all the way to Dallas to play them to start the new year. And then we're back at home, so yeah. Decent amount of home games. We then play, it's 4 out of 5, actually. After that Dallas game, we're at home, and then... Wait, 5 of 6, actually. 5 of 6 are at home, and then we're on another road trip, and then, yeah, very, very back and forth from there. So, yeah. Not terrible, if you ask me. I think that's fairly alright. I mean, we did just have a homestand, so I'm fine with being on the road for a little while. So far, 1-0-0 on the 6-game road trip. That's pretty good. Well, Harry, it's a good day and a sad day for the Habs. Good day because Andy scored again. Sad day because I think he must officially retire the Josh Anderson milk carton. Bob, no, because this is a hot streak for Andy, and if we know anything about Josh Anderson, he'll go hot for a stretch of 10 games, score 8 goals, 13 points, something like that, and then he'll score 1 point in the next 2 months. So I'll put it on the back burner, the milk carton, but I'm telling Andy, as soon as he starts cooling off, that fucking milk carton is back up here. That milk carton is back on the goddamn screen. But yeah, also thankfully not a late night start. I just realized too, this game started at 8:30, so I think that was 5:30. I want to say a specific time, so that's cool. That's really cool. I'm glad we aren't starting the game now. So yeah, the Milk Marketing Board of Canada thanks you for your persistence. Hey, you know what? I drink milk. It's like the only healthy thing I drink, because I don't fucking think that Gatorade counts as being healthy, and I highly doubt Prime is 100% healthy. Yes, I still have the Prime bottle here, but I highly doubt Prime is 100% healthy. So yeah, I'll be happy for Andy. Why shoot him down? Randy, limit your expectations. There's no way Andy finishes the year with 30 goals. I'm just saying. I am happy for Anderson. 3 goals in his last 2 games. I think 4 points because I think he had an assist. I know 5 points because I know he had an assist on the second goal, the power play goal that was scored by Ulonen. Ulonen, sorry. Prime with loaf of bread. Surprisingly, no loaf of bread today, Randy. Surprisingly. But I'm happy for Anderson. 4 potentially 5 points in his last 2 games. But I'm just saying, I'm limiting my expectations that, Andy's back, he's going to start playing well. He's going to have a good stretch and then go quiet. Good stretch, go quiet. Good stretch, go quiet. That's how Anderson is. That's how we've known Andy to play as a Canadian. And I believe probably Blue Jackets fans, the 5 of them that exist, know that's how Andy plays. He's cool. He's hot for a stretch, goes cool. Gets hot, goes cool. Or starts cool, goes hot, blah, 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 blah. So, like, you know? So again, like, I'm happy for Andy, but I'm gonna limit my expectations. There's Habs fans that are gonna be saying, Andy scored 2 games in a row, he's back, he's gonna score 25 goals now, he's gonna get 50 points, we're gonna be able to trade him at the deadline. And while, yeah, we probably will be able to trade him at the deadline if he keeps being semi-decent from now on, I honestly do think that. Again, I'm not gonna, he's back, Andy Stern is back, just good for him. He's gotten 3 goals in the last 2 games on actual goaltenders. Fucking nice. I think it's 4 goals in his last 5 games, I think, if we're going back to that first goal of the year for him. Or second goal of the year for him. No, yeah, first goal of the year, because it was like 6 games ago. Yeah, so something like 4 goals in his last 6 games, which looks good. I will say that. It does look good. So, like, yeah. Habs fans stay on the bandwagon, not shoot him down when we win? Huh? Habs fans stay on the bandwagon, not shoot him down when we win. What the fuck do you mean by that, Randy? It shows when Habs fans still are mad when they win, never happy. Randy, I'm not mad. There's a difference between being mad and limiting my expectations. I am happy for Anderson. I'm happy that he scored tonight. He played a good game for the most part. When he went after Dylan for fucking taking down Evans, I was happy about that. I'm glad that he's... Fuck! I dropped my goddamn USB thing. But I'm glad. He's fucking finally bringing out... He's finally bringing out a side of him that he's not going to take fucking anything anymore. He's going to fucking stand up for his teammates. Do I wish he probably would have gone around the refs, punched Dylan in the face? Yeah, probably, but then he would have taken a penalty, so I mean, it's good that he didn't. You know? I'm happy he's playing well right now, but I'm limiting my expectations. I know Andy's not going to finish with 25 plus goals. Well, firstly, it's impossible for him to do so because he'd need to be about point per game if he wants 25 goals before the Canadiens potentially trade him at the deadline. So, yeah, about goal per game if he wants to have 25 before we trade him. But at that point, I feel like you would need like 3 first rounders to trade him if he somehow ends up with 25 goals in 25 games. But again, I'm limiting my expectations. I'm happy that he's playing well right now. I just know that it will not last because it never lasts with Andy. I know that it's going to be a good a slump after this hot period. I'm going to be happy when he has this hot period. But when he slows down again, I'm going to bring the milk carton back. And I'm going to criticize him. Only fake GMs think... Oh my fucking god, Randy. Only fake GMs think about the trade deadline. When Habs are climbing up the standings and they only think about trading point getters and expect to make the playoffs. Randy, I'm expecting to make... Oh, fuck you. Come on, Harry. Fuck you. But seriously, like, I'm not thinking about the trade deadline per se. Andy probably is gone at the deadline. Let's be honest. No matter how well or how bad he's playing, we try to move him at the deadline. We try to move him, my guy. I'm pretty sure of it. The $5.5 million, I think there's 3 years left on that deal. I'm trying to load up cap friendly Canadiens. Yeah, thank you. I was going to just look up Anderson, but then I realized, yeah, it's just better for me. Yeah, 4 years, sorry. Even with the cap going up next year. And again, I mentioned before, if we're out of it, you know, probably trade Monahan, try and sign him back during free agency, blah, 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 blah. We've all been there. But say we are in a playoff spot at the deadline. What are the moves that the Canadiens could make? Firstly, probably re-sign Monahan over trading him. Now, this is saying, say second wild card. Say second wild card in, we're in by 2 points. And say, just like right now, we have a game in hand on the team that's right above us. Technically, we do have that, actually, yeah. So we have a game in hand on the team that's right above us. We're 2 points in a wildcard spot. The team that's behind us, say they're 3 points back with 2 games in hand on the Canadiens. You probably re-sign Monahan. You probably re-sign, well, either way, we're probably re-signing Jesse Ullinen, but just, you know, re-sign Ullinen. You probably work to re-sign Justin Barron. I think the only moves that you try to make are trade Jake Allen, which I think gets done probably in the next couple weeks, maybe over the Christmas break, just because you don't want to keep running the 3-goalie tandem, and Allen is the weak man out right now. Of course, you probably want to work towards getting Tanner Pearson back in the lineup, Raphael Arpinard, Jordan Harris, when those guys come off the IR, which I think is understandable. And then I think you try and acquire depth. I think you try and maybe trade out a guy, reacquire a guy. Also, I just realized Emil Heineman, he's still up in the lineups. He's still called up right now, actually. So, yeah, I think you probably move out Anderson, try and bring in another forward. I'm not saying say Patrick Kane, but if the Red Wings were way out of it, say they fall out, they're 8 points back with a game back, for example, by the deadline. I don't think that's going to happen, but say that happens, and they want to trade, say, a Patrick Kane. Make that type of move. Trade Andy to, say, a Western Conference team. Get Patrick Kane, you know. I think... Now, I'm not saying that you go in big and you buy... Oh, you go out and you rent 3 of the top 4 rentals. No, you don't do that. I'm saying light buy. At least see if you can get the kids in the playoffs. Give them a little of experience. So next year, boom, you can really go and contend for a playoff spot. And I know people are going to be saying, oh, well, that's how you force rush a rebuild. No. You buy small, third round pick for a fourth liner. Okay, we need a third pair defenseman, little extra depth. Do like what Bergevin did with Erik Gustafsson. Trade a seventh for him. You know, who did that seventh even turn into? Let's look right now. The Canadiens at the deadline acquired Gustafsson in 2021 for a seventh round pick that was Miguel Turigny. The Canadiens then later reacquired that pick. Okay, sorry. The Flyers then flipped that pick with Shane Gostisbehere in a second to Arizona, and the Canadiens reacquired that pick in exchange, giving up a seventh rounder in 2021, giving that to the Arizona Coyotes, in which they picked Sam Lipkin, who, let's face it, even if the Canadiens had picked him, even though he's looking a little promising, I think he's a decent fourth line center in the future. Let's face it, the Canadiens have centers who are better than Sam Lipkin. And now Miguel Turigny, defenseman, okay, he's not looking, amazing, might not make the NHL, but still, you get a defenseman who helps you in a run to the Stanley Cup Finals. Come on. What's your Discord, Randy? It's in the description. You've asked this I don't know how many times, and I keep telling you, in the description you'll see the link for the Discord. If you want my Discord username, I'm pretty sure it's just Harry Rice Hockey, is it not? Oh, sorry, it's actually just Harry Rice now. It's actually just Harry Rice. So I should actually clarify that. It is Harry Rice. I have a picture of Cole Caulfield. I have a picture of Cole Caulfield. So yeah, for me, again, I'm not thinking necessarily about the deadline unless it's in terms of, okay, well, if we're in or if we're out, what do we do? You always have to be thinking about what's coming up for the trade deadline, And it's like, the Habs are climbing the stands. The only thing about trading point getters is expect to make the playoffs. No. Firstly, I was one of the few Habs fans that actually said that this team could be competitive for a wild card spot. I never even said that they would be. I don't care about fucking Bigsby. Stop trying to set him up on my phone. God damn it. But we're never. I was one of the few that said this team looks like they could be competitive for a wild card spot this year, and especially with Kirby Dach being out, the fact that we're looking like we could even potentially, even when it's looking like we could potentially fall out because Dach is hurt, we're still competitive right now. It is late December. The Canadiens, I believe, had fallen out of a playoff spot by this point last year. So I think to say that the Canadiens, fans expect to make the playoffs and they want to trade point getters. No, that's factually incorrect. Everybody, vast majority of Canadiens fans expected us to make to miss out on the playoffs, and wanted us to keep tanking and to suck as hard as we could, which is not what being a real Habs fan is. You might expect, the team might be bad, but I'm going to still cheer for them to win every game. Why is my fucking AirPod falling out? There we go. So, come on, Randy. Come on. Montreal owns Winnipeg. NZA, yes, we do. 2021. This year, going 2-0-0 against them. I forgot about Tic-Tac-Toe NZA. That dude hasn't even crossed my mind since the last time he came by the stream. Well, no, Sons, I'm saying trade Josh Anderson to a Western Conference team, then Red Wings, Kane, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, well, no, Sons, because I don't think the Red Wings would want Josh Anderson. Even if they're, say, trying to make the playoffs next year, they'd probably would still want more of a left wing or a center. I think they're pretty okay on right wing, especially if they re-sign Daniel Sprong, which Red Wings, please don't do that. Montreal wants Daniel Sprong. Please, fucking Jeff Jordan, trade for Daniel fucking Sprong or sign him. Do something. I want to see Daniel Sprong on the Canadiens, god damn it. But no, Sons, like I said, I was saying, trade Andy to the... You know what? That is true. Red Wings do love their middling players. Andy actually would probably fit. He probably would. If I'm Gordon or Hughes and Andy has 30-35 points by mid-February, I think Hughes' phone will be ringing day and night about Andy. If he's smart, he moves him for a young prospect. Well, Bob, given that apparently there was a team that was willing to give up a first-round pick for Josh Anderson last year, I think you can get a first and a prospect for him if he has 30-35 points by mid-February. Like, that's on pace for about 50 points. It's a guy who has term as well. Andy is, 28? 29, actually. So he'll only be 32 at the end of his contract. That's not going to age horribly like the Brendan Gallagher contract already has. It's not going to be a god-awful contract. The cap's going up next year as well. Plus, this also gives the Canadiens space, if we do end up dealing Andy, to not only maybe buy a more expensive rental at the deadline, even though we already have like $19 million in cap space, still, any bit you can get helps. But, and also for next year, for example, and the next 3 years, we have potential to start buying more players. Habs fans, there's a certain part of the Habs fan base that want William Nylander. Andy's the type of guy to move out. That is absolutely perfect, because you have a right-wing depth, you have Caulfield, you have Armijo's on the fourth line. Slafkovsky's actually now primarily listed as a right winger, so that's very funny. They have actually swapped Caulfield and Slafkovsky, which I am appreciative of them doing that. But you have Slafkovsky, who's apparently now on the right wing. Caulfield's now more on the left wing. You have Galley on the third line, probably more of a fourth line. Hopefully a little fucking Tanya Harding happens to him and he's not at all in the lineup. No, I'm joking, obviously. I'm joking. Fucking, if Galley's in the lineup, I'll just say, fuck it, we're probably losing tonight and deal with it. But if you can get Nylander on the second line, for example, I think that's a perfect top six. I think if you can have a top six of Suzuki, Slafkovsky, Caulfield, Doc, Newhook, and Nylander, Andy's the guy to trade away. $5.5 million, it's probably on the third line. For me, it's like, that's pretty good, especially if he's in free agency this year. Or next year, I should say. Every GM thinks about the trade deadline. Exactly, Bob. You Randy's really trying to tell me that Tampa Bay, that Boston, Florida, Vancouver, Colorado, these teams aren't thinking, hey, okay, we got to send scouts to other games. Who do we want to buy for the deadline? Why do you think Edmonton scouts have constantly been mentioned as being at Canadiens games whenever Jake Allen's going to be in net? Or just in general, I think they've been looking at all three goalies probably, you know? Every team thinks, anyway, if it's not a trade that gets done at the deadline, if it gets done before, still, every team thinks about the deadline exactly, Bob. Like, regardless of the standings, like, if you just hold off until the deadline, you're not doing your due diligence. You're not doing that, okay, so yeah, we're here at the deadline, I want this guy, let's see if we can go after them. If not, boom, backup plans. And they probably have backup plans to the backup plans. GMs do. They have their key guys they want. They have guys that they won't mind getting. They have guys they're probably not interested in whatsoever. To just go into the deadline, just be like, all right, who's on the block? Oh, let's see, we can go this guy. Oh, and he's not a fit. You have to know this shit beforehand, Randy. You have to know that there's guys left and right who are, you have to know that these GMs are probably thinking about the deadline. Like, I think to say that it's only, fake GMs in the NHL, fake GMs, Twitter GMs are thinking about the deadline, like, how dare you do that when the Canadiens are, it's like, no, come on. Like, every GM thinks about it. But Bob brings up a really good point there. Coming in. Slafkovsky was very aggressive, throwing the body and blocking shots. Habs can't hold on to a 2-goal lead. Andy's getting rewarded for his hard work. Galley had a great game. Evans needs to go back to the fourth. I actually would reverse that. I think Evans had a good game. Galley should be on the fourth. I did not notice Galley whatsoever tonight. I actually did not notice him. I was trying to look for him. I was trying to look for number 11, but just, I couldn't. And yeah, Andy getting rewarded. He has a goal and assist tonight. 4 points in his last 2 games. Take that, Gabe Vilardi. Canadiens aren't able to hold on to any type of lead. Technically the 4-goal lead last game we sort of blew. We still held on, but the 4-goal lead last game, this 2-goal lead, that is definitely like one of the biggest things with this team right now. One of its biggest detriments is that we cannot hold on to a lead. Defense is a little bit spotty at times, but then again, when you're missing Arbor Jackeye, you're playing Justin Barron top 4 minutes most nights. There's definitely a couple weak points, but again, it's not necessarily like, oh my god, if this is an issue, if this is an issue, this is an issue. It's more just, you tighten up holding on to the leads and you get a little bit better defensively. It's like, that's really the like big problems on this team, and they're really just, 5 practices can probably fix that right up, But yeah, Slafkovsky was definitely very aggressive. I loved watching him throw the body, blocking shots as well. Little bit dangerous. given our track record with injuries recently, the past 5 years. But you know what? I'll take him blocking shots. Weirdly enough, it actually seemed to be the Jets that would have a little bit of an injury bug tonight. Thankfully, both guys that did get hurt would come back. We'll get into those spots though. That team was the Islanders. I'm so convinced. Suns, you know what? Honestly, dude, it really would, dude. It would not be a shock if it was the Islanders last year that were willing to give up another first for Josh Anderson. I honestly wonder if we wanted someone like a Jordan Dumas from the Islanders, and that's when Lou's... Well, actually, to be fair, Lou's all about the current, so I'm actually surprised that he would have said no to that. Andy on a contender. Yes, exactly, Bob. Like, Andy being on Vancouver's second line, that would be great, because Vancouver loves their big boy power forwards, and they know how to make them work, usually, it feels like. So, I honestly think a team like Vancouver giving up, like, say, a first and a prospect, for example, for Andy, I think he could turn into a 30-goal, 60-point guy legitimately on Vancouver. Like, I like him in Montreal, but if he can end up being better in Vancouver and we get better for the future, which is not entirely too far away, I'm completely fine with that. Now, I don't know who Vancouver would have to give up aside Aatu Ratu, which I feel like at that point would kind of negate the first-round pick because of who Aatu Ratu is. Actually, let me look up on here, on Cap Friendly. Let me just see who they have signed right now. Obviously Elias Pettersson they'd give up. Obviously Elias Pettersson, the defenseman. No. I actually don't know who they would give up. Like, Jonathan Lakrumaki was selected 15th overall in last year's draft, so there's no way they'd want to give him up. Again, Aatu Ratu, even though he was a second-round pick, the dude was projected first overall for the longest time in his draft year. So, again, I'm not 100% convinced that we would grab him. First of all, as well, because he's a center, but second of all, again, it would probably negate the first-round pick, which I'd probably would rather first, because knowing Vancouver, they'll trade us next year's first, and then they're complete ass somehow. That would be the luck for Vancouver. They're good this year. They have their pick. All right, cool. 45 wins. Wildcard spot. Boom. Or wildcard spot. Playoff team. Easily. Let's trade our pick next year. And next year, they're like third worst in the league and end up somehow losing the lottery because Montreal has their pick. Well, winning the lottery because Montreal has the pick, I should say. How much do you think the Habs would have to give up for Willie? Well, Suns, assuming that this isn't free agency, because Nylander is 99% sure, 99% probably going to free agency. I honestly think he probably is. I would probably... It would have to be 10 to 11 million, I would think. I don't even know what other teams could fit with William Nylander aside from Toronto and maybe, again, Montreal. I'm not so much on that boat of, yes, I want Nylander on the Canadiens. I like William Nylander, but I'm just not super convinced that he would fit very well on here. But if we were, it would probably have to be like 11 million, 7 years. And we're probably already convinced that, Ken Hughes and Jeff Gordon have basically made it clear nobody gets more than the captain. So, yeah, that's very much that kind of like a wobbly, like, not wobbly, like, we'll see how long that lasts, but like I said, more of a like very clear structure to the team, which I love that. Again, if you want to win, you come to Montreal. If you want to make your money, you go elsewhere. We're adopting that fucking Boston Bruins strategy, and I'm happy with that. Yep, good win. Yes, we did drop the Jets to third in the Central. That's very sick, Yoshi Bros. Absolutely. Valkyrie Productions, firstly, thank you for coming by. I apologize if I didn't get to your question fast. We had a lot to get through before we got to yours. Thank you if you're still in the stream and you stuck around for this long. Should Gallagher have been named captain over Suzuki since he's the heart and soul of the team? Valkyrie, I can definitely see the argument for Gallagher being named the captain. However, I'm going to say no. And it's for two very simple reasons that very much tie into each other. The refs don't respect Gally and will not give him calls. They will call him for tripping and then not call a cross check on him because it's Brendan Gallagher, because he has that reputation. And Gallagher does not respect the officials. And you need a guy like a Nick Suzuki who can stay level-headed. He can go over, talk to the referees. The respect is neutral both ways. He's very clearly a leader. Gallagher can go out there and give everything that he can on the ice, but he might not be, say, a leader in the locker room, for example. And I'm not saying that he is or he isn't, but I'm just saying there's that type of guy. And maybe a guy who maybe doesn't do too much, he's kind of lazy on the ice. Maybe he's a great leader in the locker room, for example. I think there's definitely not necessarily one equals the other, I should say. It's definitely not one equals the other. I think Suzuki being named the captain is actually very fair. I completely get thinking that maybe he's a little bit too young, because he was, 21? I think 22, actually. Maybe 21 when we gave him the captaincy. So I get the pressure, especially of being the Canadiens captain. I probably would have given it to Matheson if we're going to give it to anybody for a couple years before Suzuki takes it. I probably would have gone with Matheson because he feels like a very solid leader in the locker room. But I think it's fine giving Suzuki the captaincy. Let him get used to it now. So by the time he's 25, 26, 27, he already has enough experience to almost probably act almost like a 34, 35-year-old type of captain. I'm really happy with Suzuki being the captain. Like I said, I definitely get why some people think Gallagher should have been the captain. I'm just against it again because there's that clear neutral disrespect from the refs to Galley and Galley to the refs. Plus, typically it seems with the captain, they'll oftentimes get away with calls a little bit more often, unless it's egregious, like what we saw with Adam Lowry tonight. Crosstalk. We'll get to it, though. Ironically, that also involved Matheson, funny enough. Arbor is a dog. Helped my Isles team get to the conference finals. Hey, let's go. Let's go, Suns. Who'd you lose to? Your team is just as close to reaching a wildcard spot. Yep, the Wings have been struggling. I wouldn't be surprised either. Like, I genuinely believe, and I've seen the Habs fans on Twitter say this as well, and I actually think so. I surprisingly agree with Habs Twitter on this. If the Canadiens had Kirby Dach right now, we are in a wild card spot right now. We probably win one or two games that we've lost throughout this year, especially ones that go to overtime, or the shootout, and the shootout technically. We probably win at least one or two more of those games. And I'm just gonna move the mic over just so I can see the chat more closely without having to completely go over here. But yeah, where was I? Sorry. Yeah, I think if we had Dach, again, we win at least one or two more games. We're close. We're in a wild card spot right now. I think if we had Kirby Dach on this team. Now, let's say we stay in the wild card spot. God, no, not at all. Do I think we end up falling out by the end of the year? At this point, I can't even tell. There's been games where the Canadiens look like shit for three straight. Then they look pretty good for 3 straight. And then they'll play a bad game, play 2 good games. And yeah, I get playing that kind of 500 risky type of hockey does not get you into the playoffs, but this is still a very, very weird. Season for the Canadiens and a very weird conference. So there's that chance we still make it. Do I think we do? I don't know. I genuinely can't say I know anymore right now. Still, without Newhook, has the team been better or not as great? In some aspects, better. In some aspects, worse. I think we've actually gotten more offense, funny enough, since Newhook. At least it feels like, actually, I shouldn't say more offense. It feels like we've been getting more shots on net since Newhook's been out. That's not saying that Newhook has been the reason we're not getting shots, but it's just weird. It's just weird. It's just weird that since Newhook's been out, he had been pretty good before he got hurt. I think he's still 5th on the team in points or 6th, something like he's around that margin. But I think again, like in certain aspects, like I think our shooting has been more accurately on net. I think we have been getting a couple more goals. It also gave us the opportunity to put Suzuki, Coffey, and Slafkovsky together, which has just been a great first line for the Canadiens. And Newhook without him being on the second line does push Evans up from being a 4th line center to playing, I want to say, second line center for the first time in his career, at least in the NHL. He's probably played there in like juniors or something, or the AHL probably. So he's probably used to it in that regard. But yeah, like I said, I think we've been better in some aspects, not as good in others. But definitely with Newhook back right now, I do think that it would help the Canadiens for sure, though. If the Isles could have gotten Horvat and Andy, I wouldn't mind too much, but I'm convinced the package that went to Vancouver was what Lou offered to the Suns. That can't be it, because we rejected just a first for Andy. It wasn't the Canadiens wanted a first and a prospect for Josh Anderson, and the Canadiens were offered a first only. So If it does somehow eventually come out that, hey, I gotta look up what the trade for Bo Horvat was again. If it does come out that that hey, the Canadiens could have had Aatu Ratu, a first round pick, and Anthony Beauvillier, yeah, I'm gonna be pissed, but I don't think it was all that. Because again, you get a good prospect, you get a first round pick, and you get a Quebec-born player who probably plays okay, maybe not great, but probably pretty okay. I think the Canadiens would have taken that, especially because Beauvillier only makes $4 million for another 2 years. Aatu Ratu, again, was a projected first overall pick who fell all the way to 52nd because teams are fucking stupid. And you get a first-round pick that ends up becoming Axel Sandin Pellikka, who you could have instead drafted a good player like Edward Saleh, in my opinion. Shout out, by the way, Daniil Boot, who... he's going to be a big gem. I think Daniil Boot is going to be great for the Arizona Coyotes. Mark my words, boyos. But yeah, so again, I don't think that was the package. If it comes out that somehow was the package, then yeah, I'll be kind of pissed. But I don't think that was, again, since we were apparently only offered a first. Ty Glover might work with a first for Andy. Maybe. I've never heard of Ty Glover, Bob, surprisingly. I don't think I've heard of him. I think Paul Byron should not retire and be the captain. Yes, he should, Sons. Absolutely. Raphael Hartman's going to wear a letter. He's going to wear a number. Is he going to wear a number? He's going to wear a letter by 2026. He's a dog. Damn, Sons. Hey, you know what? That's pretty sick, man. If Harvey Pinard ends up wearing a number, I'll be very happy because the dude feels like he shows leadership qualities, I should say. It feels like he does kind of show that, like he's a natural kind of step up kind of guy. I didn't lose you. Oh, you didn't send these comments. Okay, I see now. I mean, Hugh, 14-13, that's not really sucking all that much. That's above 500. Yeah, it's only a game, but it's still above 500. It's still above 500, and that's about where the Penguins are. The Penguins technically have a game in hand on the Canadiens, actually, so... yeah, a lot of season left, but the Habs have to step up. Big, little room for mistakes. I mean, I don't even know if I'd say, like, we have to step up. Well, definitely we have to step up big for sure. I just don't know if I'd say it's like, oh, little room for mistakes. Because for me, I the way I see it is there's 50 games left in the season. 51, I think, because this was 31. So 51 games left in the season. Yes, we're just about to the halfway mark. Again, 10 games away. For me, I think that... stop trying to set up Bigsby. What the fuck is my phone doing? What the fuck? I don't want to set up whatever the hell Bigsby is. Oh. Okay, never mind. I'm closing this. What the fuck am I doing now? Oh, fuck. Sorry, boys. I gotta play my King of the Ring. Because I keep forgetting to do so. I gotta play my King of the Ring real quick. I'm not playing my King of the Ring. I just gotta get my... please tell me I actually won. Holy shit, I actually did. Okay, sorry. Sorry, boys. I'm just gonna get some energy real quick. Sorry. But yeah. Exactly, Hugh. The Habs have a young team. We're just about halfway through. If we end up missing the playoffs, I'm not gonna be mad. I'm gonna be disappointed, yeah, because it's like, oh, 30 games in, we were in the playoffs. What happened? We're young. We're not a team that has a lot of experience, aside from maybe Matheson, Savard, Galley, Anderson, Monahan, and Dvorak. Even then, Dvorak, 27-28, so not necessarily a straight veteran and known for making the playoffs. But for me, I again, I'll be disappointed because, the Habs missed the playoffs. Oh, that sucks. But if we make the playoffs, of course, that I'll be very happy. But we have a young team, so if we miss, it's not going to be, oh my god, how did we miss the playoffs, Unless we have like an 8-point advantage with 7 games left and we end up falling out, losing 7 straight, obviously, then yeah. I feel like even though we are young at that point, that's kind of a fucking, that should be more of a fucking, like, how did we miss out type of deal. But yeah, for me, with how the Canadiens have been playing recently, it's a mix of good and bad. I think we'll get to that when we finally fucking start tonight's game, which we still have not. But when we start tonight's game, I think that's definitely going to show that there was a mix of good and bad in this game, as it's kind of been the past 10 or so games. Some people would argue the Habs didn't deserve to be in this game. Some people would argue we didn't deserve to win it. I think it's more so regarding the Jets' inability to win games without coming from behind. I would think more so tonight. Speaking of affiliate, when's the World Juniors? USAO's Latvia beatdown. Hugh, they start like they do, I think, most years, if not every year. I think it always starts on Boxing Day. At least the past couple years it started on Boxing Day. So yeah, I don't know when USA Latvia would be, but I know they start on Boxing Day, do the World Juniors. Speaking of Bovillia, I traded back for him, and he's a bottom 6 beast. Hey, sons, hell yeah. Is he still making $4 million, or is he making less? Am I tripping, or did you get a haircut? Yes, I did, Fagio. Yep, like NCA said, I did indeed get a haircut with a little goatee. Yes, I do have the bit of a goatee going on. Cut my hair short. What happened to your nose? I fell recently, too. Yeah, I fell as well, Hugh. About a month or so now, I think. Month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. And, yeah, I fell and kind of busted my nose. So, yeah, I've been letting it heal, so... Taking a fucking while, though, weirdly enough. I hope your nose is doing good. I hope your nose is okay, by the way. Hugh, I should say that, probably. Suzuki, and then Pinard and Matheson as the A's. You know what, sons? Hey, I kind of like that, actually. I mean, like Bob said, though, I definitely see Gooley wearing an A in the next 2-3 seasons. I could see it being Suzuki, Gooley, and Harvey Pinard. Or maybe alternating between Matheson and Harvey Pinard, maybe. I could see it being an alternating A situation. I think that could work. That is true. Habs do have prospects in, like, the Pittsburgh Penguins. They should be better for sure. Yeah, like right now the Pens should be better for sure. Like, it's gonna be exciting though when the Crosby era is done and the Canadiens can go back to owning the Penguins regularly. Habs do have a young team. Pens are too old. We're past our prime. I mean, adding an Erik Karlsson who's like 45 years old definitely doesn't help the odds at all. Do you think Dubas is gonna just let it ride with Sid, Malkin, Letang, and Karlsson, or make more moves for one more run at a cup with their core? Bob, I don't know. Like Hugh said, he doesn't care if Pens suck. I don't watch them. I feel like at the deadline, we're going to see something really fucking stupid, if we're being honest. Like, I don't know why. Like, I just feel like there's going to be something, like, we're going to see, like, some type of move where, like, I don't know who the big name at the deadline is supposed to be, but one of the top free agents is going to be, like, or one of the top pending free agents who's supposed to be a rental. The Pens are going to give up like a first, a second, and their only prospect in their system to get him. And they're going to somehow finish like 3 points out of the playoffs. I just feel like with Dubas, that is the type of move he would make. Like, keep in mind, this is the dude who gave up Sandin and a first-round pick for Eric Gustafsson. So, yeah. I had Chicago retain Salty on him. He's getting paid like 2. Damn, sons, you made him retain Salty. No, I'm assuming that meant to say 50, but damn, that's actually pretty solid. Feels like the A would fit on Harvey Pinard. Just imagining it, it feels right. Yeah, some OHL teams, they have a captain and then 2 road game alternates and 2 different road alternate captains. Yeah, exactly. Depending on the team's depth, especially at overage category. I kind of like that actually. Feels like the A would fit on Harvey Pinard, just imagining it, and it seems right. Hey, well, you know what, sons? Yeah, I'm trying to imagine it now. That feels kind of right. It kind of does, yeah, actually. This year's draft is perfect for a C and D needy team. So the Canadiens should trade their first this year is what you're saying. We should go against what all the clearly elite Montreal Canadiens fans are saying and trade our first-round pick. By the way, when the fuck... Okay, so we're still in game 2. Okay, good. So this is only going to be done. Yeah, because, I mean, like, looking at it right now, you've got, for the projected, like, say, top 10 right now, what are the positions? C, left D, left wing, left D, right wing, C, right wing, C, right D. So, yeah, two wingers. I'm looking throughout the draft, throughout the first round, a decent bit of left wingers and right wingers, but very, very C and D focused. Oh my God, no way. No way Jerome McGinley's son is in the draft. Oh my fucking God, no way. Holy shit. Montreal, you have the opportunity to do the funniest fucking thing imaginable. And I'm pretty sure he's a winger too. Is he not? He's a center left wing. Montreal, you know what to do. If that 6'7" defenseman Slovenian is there when the Habs draft, do they take him or a forward? There's also Cole Hudson, Faggio. Yes, there is Cole Hudson. I forgot about him. I'm trying to look for the Anton Siliev. I could see that being the case. He is playing in the KHL right now. He's got 10 points in 39 games. I could see us taking him. He is a left-handed D, which is the only issue, because that means that one of Matheson, Gooley, and Jack-Eye have to sit. Obviously, it'd probably be Jack-Eye, but like, still, left-handed D I think would be the only issue. If we're being honest, I would rather see them go after Ivan Demidov right now. Like, the fact that Demidov is sliding down the ranks right now, I think is actually very hopeful for Montreal Canadiens fans, because I've seen a lot of Habs fans say they really want Ivan Demidov, and I think he's gonna end up being a big gem if he falls past like number 3. And yeah, like Cole Eiserman I think is gonna be very good. Hot take, Caden Lindstrom not gonna end up being amazing in the NHL. Just my personal hot take. But for me, again, like, I think there's a couple guys that you look at. Ivan Demidov is just one of those guys that I look at and I see star player all over. I just look at that dude. Even though he is Russian, I do see him as one of the few where it's like, hey, that's good. You know? And Cole Hudson is also there. Cole Hudson, where's he projected? He's projected 29th right now. Like, that is the only thing, again, is that he is a left-handed D. So I'd love to have both Hudsons. I'm like 99% sure that Lane is also... I'm 99% sure that Lane is also a... Yeah, he's also left-handed D. Oh, I didn't even notice! Oh, fuck me. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, boys... Oh my God, I didn't realize that the draft results are all here, and it gives left D, right D position. Fuck, that's actually going to be really easy for me to do with the draft thing then. Nice. Yes, Bob, we did kick that subject around. I'd be fine going with Tig Iginla if we have, like, say 10th overall. That would be fucking awesome to grab Tig Iginla. For those who don't know, Jerome McGinley's son, legitimately his son. So getting Tig Iginla, or if you will, Jerome Jr. I'm pretty sure his name is actually Tig, unfortunately, so you can't. You could call him Iginla Jr. probably, but yeah. There's also a D-man with a very interesting name. Oh God, I was looking at Jagger Fergus from this past year's draft. All right, 2024 mock draft. Oh, is it Sam Dickinson? Is that who you're thinking about? Aaron Kiviharju. Was this dude not projected like top 5 at one point? Because I swear to God, this dude was projected to be like fifth overall, like a year and a half ago. Was he not? What happened to fucking Aaron Kiviharju? Bro, what happened to this dude? But yeah, I'm trying to look to see like what interesting defenseman it is. Oh, what the I see a right winger. And what the fuck? Michael Brandseg Nygaard. I was gonna say Nygaard, but it's Nygaard. Mini Iggy. Oh my God, Bob. Yes, Mini Iggy. JJ. Yes. Clifford, by the way, how's it going, my good sir? Thank you for coming by. Nice win. Absolutely. I hope the Canadiens can adopt a winning strategy like the Canucks. Come out sleeping, then score 3 in the second. I mean, technically we did that against the Islanders the other day. We did score 4 in the second. So technically we did do that, but yeah. Yes, Suns. Yes, Elias Lindholm, dude. Second line center Elias Lindholm is going to be a Penguin. Dude, no, Sons, I'm telling you what's going to happen. They're going to get desperate at the deadline and trade like 2 firsts, 2 seconds, their only prospect, and like a roster player for Elias Lindholm and Noah Hannafin. Wait, no, Noah Hannafin's resigned, hasn't he? Fuck, that sucks. But like, still, Elias Lindholm will probably be a Penguin. I completely forgot that's who's going to be available at the deadline. Holy shit, that's going to be fun. All right, let's get to this game. Finally, of course, I'll still answer your questions whenever they come in. Any comments you guys put, but I do want to start getting to the game. Evans tries to tip a shot past Hellebuck in the opening seconds. Good stop there. Matheson has a nice hit on Ehlers, who grabs Matheson's stick. There's no call there. There's a near 2-on-1 as a result, but nothing comes for the Canadiens. There's a couple 2-on-1 chances for the Jets. However, good D by the Habs to break those chances up. Allen comes out of his net, has a risky play with the puck. Not a fan of it, but there's no harm, no foul, so can't really fault him too much there. Jets then press, couple tip shots. Allen making some good saves. Jets, there's a shot off the post. That almost makes it 1-0 for the Jets. They keep pressuring. Top line, though, for the Canadiens with Suzuki out there. A couple of good chances. Caulfield was being given space, but there was no pass available to get to Caulfield, so teams are kind of adapting to that top line a little bit when they're trying to set up naturally. They're very much leaving Caulfield open and trying to protect the passes from getting to him. It felt like, at least with this game, at certain points, it felt like it. Jets that have numbers back the other way. Safely almost sets up a goal. Vilardi whacks at Allen briefly. Andy gives him a cross check. He then talks shit about Allen. Talk shit to Allen. That was weird. Jets' fourth line had a bit of a bad shift as the Habs then pressed. Or they say fuck it and throw the house at or they could say fuck it and throw the house at San Jose for Couture hurdle, and it would be fucking glorious. Sons, you know what? I agree with you, dude. It would definitely be glorious, dude. That would be some funny ass shit. That would be some funny ass shit to see. Dude, just, we have a trade to announce. Oh my god, a last minute deadline deal coming in. The Penguins have acquired Logan Couture, and then seeing it's like a first, a second, a prospect, and like a fourth for Logan Couture, and I don't know, Jacob Peterson maybe, or Jacob Middleton, I think is the dude playing center who plays wing and D. That would be the funniest shit. Oh, Faggio, I'd love if Ivan Demidov as a sniper, dude. We would love that on the second line. Get Doc as a power forward, Newhook as a speedy guy, and then Demidov, obviously for the future, I should say, on that second line, as a sniper. You get Caulfield, Slafkovsky, who can both shoot on the top line. Slafkovsky probably more of a power forward, Suzuki a two-way, and then Caulfield is that natural sniper. You get Demidov on the second line, whew. Dude, that would be elite. And then you got fucking Josh Waugh, Owen Beck, Sean Farrell, Philip Mazar. All these guys being held to the fucking third and fourth line. Raphael Harvey-Pinard as well. Jesse Ullinen. What the hell? Bro. The fact that the Canadiens' depth, really, you could argue, only maybe kind of needs a top sixer, and that's it for the future. That's really all we need. Jesus. And then keep in mind, some of these guys might be traded to make room for a veteran guy or something. Sean Monahan as well. If he plays, does Owen Beck end up being stuck on the fourth line? If he stays, I should say. Is he stuck on the fourth line, Owen Beck? God, the fact that there's Canadiens fans out there who genuinely think the Habs do not have a good future. I don't get how they can think that. I genuinely don't get it. Do you think the Canadiens will make the playoffs? The more Canadian teams, the better. Clifford, yes, absolutely. The more Canadian teams, the better. I don't necessarily know if they will. I would love them to, obviously. We're 2 points. We're 2 points out of a wildcard spot with a game in hand on the Lightning, and I think the same amount of games as the Red Wings. For me, I'd love if we could make the playoffs. I would love to see it. Obviously, get Caulfield, Suzuki, Gooley at the deadline, even potentially Lane Hudson if he ends up signing, which the talk right now is that it looks like he might end up signing with the Canadiens, which would be fucking awesome. I think to get a lot of these younger players into the playoffs, especially like Lane Hudson, look at Cale Makar, how he made his NHL debut in the playoffs, I'm pretty sure. Or I think I that might actually be Quinn Hughes. It was one of Hughes or Makar. Clifford can actually probably correct me on this, but I'm pretty sure actually it was Quinn Hughes who made it. Nope, it was Cale Makar who made his debut in the playoffs. They both debuted actually at the same time. Cale Makar again just debuted in the playoffs. Hughes was in the regular season when he debuted. Yeah, which by the way, speaking of Cale Makar, bro, dude is the best defenseman in the National Hockey League, and this motherfucker fell to fucking 4th overall. Like, the only guy you could maybe argue is better than him is Elias Pettersson, and even then, like, I don't know. Like, for me, if you ask me, the top 4 is easily Pettersson, Makar, Robertson, and Suzuki. And even then, for me, it's probably Suzuki over Robertson because Suzuki is actually good at what he does on the ice. So, yeah. And then, of course, Cale Makar is just fucking Cale Makar. And Elias Pettersson has not had a 40-goal year yet. What the fuck? What the type of fucking player that dude is? This dude has never had a 40-goal... What the fuck? Yeah, he didn't make the playoffs that year. Yeah, I just saw that, yeah. Exactly, Sons. Yeah, Bell Center packed to the fucking brim. Caulfield scoring in OT. Dude, dude, I really hate. By the way, Faggio, I do agree. Brenseg Nygaard, it could be the next Zuccarello. It could be the next Mats Zuccarello. Mats Zuccarello Aspen, something like that. Mats Zuccarello. Is it Aspen? Mats Zuccarello Assen. That was his original name. Mats Zuccarello Assen. Why does he have an IMDb page? Why does Mats Zuccarello have a IMDb? Okay, interviewed. Golden Goal. Oh, he apparently was an actor in a TV show. Huh. He was an actor. Huh. He was in a show called White Boys. He was in one episode. That's really funny. But yeah, like Suns, no, dude, I agree. Like, I really wish the 2021 playoffs, we were allowed fans, like, the full building. But, like, just know, the next time the Canadiens make the playoffs, and at most 2 to 3 years from now, at most, like, that building, if we win our first series back in the playoffs... The Bell Center does not have a building. Does not have a roof. The Bell Center has the roof. The roof is gone. So like it's like yeah, like Sun said, the fucking building explodes like 9/11. Like absolutely insane. 100-point season, yeah, but not the 40 goals. Not yet, at least. Clifford this year, low key. Actually, is he not like only 10 goals on the year? Wait, no, I think that was Cale Makar I just saw. How is PD doing? Yeah, 12 goals, 39 points, 32 games. And he's actually an RFA after this year. You know what? Pettersson, please sign a 1 year. Oh, player trades. That's really sick. That's good to know Elias Pettersson has not been traded, despite the show trades thing being available. Faggio, what the fuck did you just call me? Faggio, what the fuck disease did you just name? Zeev Buyum. Zeev Buyum. This dude is 5'10" and 165 pounds. He's got 25 points in 18 games. Is he a top prospect or just a prospect eligible? He is a top prospect. He's ranked consensus about 17. I actually didn't even see where he was ranked on the fucking thing that my NHL draft, but yeah. I did not find that dude. The teams I'd like to see make the playoffs, the Isles, obviously, Suns. The Habs, because the arena atmosphere would be fun. Yes, Suns. Arizona, because playoff hockey in Mullet Arena must be experienced. Dude, how far out are the Coyotes right now? Because I know for a second they were in the second wild card. Oh my god, they're still in the second wild card. They are up by a point on the dude. Fuck the St. Louis Blues. Who the fuck likes the St. Louis Blues? Holy shit! And they have a game in hand on the Nashville Predators too. Bro, if the Coyotes could hold on. Dude, low-key, I honestly think the Coyotes should, at the deadline, say fuck it and trade like a second-round pick for a pretty solid defenseman. Arizona. I like the fact that they won in 2019 and not Boston. You know what, Clifford? Fair. I do as well. But yeah, aside from like anecdotal where it's like, who's the lesser of two evils? I don't know anyone who likes the St. Louis Blues that can be taken seriously. Seriously though, Elite Prospects has the Habs taking Berkeley Catton. Really, Berkeley Catton. That is interesting because my NHL draft has. That's not like my draft. That's the name of the site. MyNHLDraft.com has us taking some guy named Carter Yakemchuk, who, yeah, like Carter Yakemchuk. Don't know if I see him being in the NHLer. I mean, I personally want Ivan Demidov right now. I would love either Ivan Demidov or Tig Iginla. I'm officially on the Tim Iginla sweepstake race. Oh, Zim Buyev. I just found him. He's projected 15th. He was right above Michael Brensig-Nygaard. But yeah, I'm an Ivan Demidov kid or guy, I guess you could say. I want that dude. Him or Tig Iginla. Or if we end up somehow making a run in the playoffs and get a late pick as a result, I want Cole Hudson. I would love Cole Hudson on the Montreal Canadiens. Even if it does create a bit of a logjam, you can never have too many good defensemen, of course. Not sure when that EP draft was put. You know what, Bob? That is true. I know they have like a bunch of like straight projections. I think they're updated like once a month. I actually wouldn't know though. I think they're updated like once a month. Yeah, Jets and numbers. Vilardi was talking shit. Jets then have massive pressure. They get about a minute 30 of straight pressure with the Habs top line out. There's a couple good chances for them with 6 remaining in the first period. Couple near chances, a couple near shots, but nothing getting on Allen that really challenges them all too much. Hellbuck then really turns a puck over right behind the net with some Habs trying to pressure. Habs then pressure in the final minute. They then push in the final minute. Don't really force anything on net. Just get out of the first period. Shots are 6-5 for the Jets. So a fairly boring first period despite the notes I took. But it's a scoreless tie after 20 minutes. St. Louis was good before Binnington became Leonard. It was nice to see them win because they came out of nowhere in 19. Probably because St. Louis is the most overlooked, forgettable team in pro sports. That is true, Sons. That is very true. Like, people will legitimately say, "Oh, well, Columbus," but they're not a sports. They're not like a sports city. They have like, I mean, Ohio overall is, but Columbus specifically, like, I don't know. Like St. Louis, like, who fucking even knows who? How many people really remember? When they're naming NHL teams, remember the Blues. Like, yeah, like, okay, they made 3 straight cup finals when they first came into the league. Yeah, and they won 0 games in those finals. It took until 2019 for them to win their first finals game. Yeah. Yeah, Columbus is a college sports town. Exactly, Sons. Like, Ohio is very much, like, college sports-centric. Like, which is funny because you would think, oh, give them legitimately good athletes like the NHL and they'll flock. But they'd still rather save their fucking college sports and shit. Like, okay. That's weird. Jets early in the second had a bit of pressure. There's one loose shot, but not too much. Then the Jets headed to the power play. 3 minutes in, Safkovsky's called for a rough as he had smacked a Jets player in the mouth as he was trying to rush into the zone. That's fair. Don't know if I'd say roughing and more so agitating. I don't know. I don't know if you can call that interference, but yeah. Yeah, the fucking random Western Conference teams, the Blues are forgettable, Sons, exactly. Like, the most notable thing about the Blues from the last 40 years, aside from their cup in 2019, are those fucking horrendous Blue Note jerseys that the fucking head coach, might have been Mike Keenan actually, refused to wear on the ice. That's like the most memorable thing about them, which is really funny. That and also San Jose, not Doug Wilson, fucking what's his name from Center Ice? I forget who. Son of a bitch. I'm retarded. All right. So the Jets, like I said, on the power play, Jets press, but the Habs are able to clear. Habs, so we are 0 for 1 on the PK tonight. Or sorry, we are 1 for 1 on the power of the. We are 1 for 1 on the PK actually. The Habs, sorry. Oh god, Slavkovsky has a big hit on a Jet as they try to streak into the zone. Then the Habs score off of a turnover and a rush. Josh Anderson gets his third goal in 2 games. Tips a shot home with his foot from Matheson and Evans. Very good keep at the line by Matheson to start the play up. Gets it to Evans. Gets it to Evans, back from Matheson. Shot on net, and the rebound goes off Andy and in. Jets then have a bit of board play. A bit of zone time, I should say. There's some board play by both teams. There's a non-call as Caulfield then took a hand up high. They called it on the Habs and not the Jets. Who would have thought? Morgan Barron then has a great shot through the slot. Jake Allen stays with him, though. I should say Morgan Barron got a shot, got a chance. Nice couple dekes, but Allen stays with him. Anderson then has a nice hit on Vilardi, who then gets a good shot. Allen's able to save that. Jets press. They were spending a lot of time in the Canadian zone. Niederreiter then takes a shot in the fucking cock. That looks like it hurt. He was quick down the tunnel. He would return moments later, so probably just jacked one off real quick. Canadians with some good chances. Gouli has a nice hit in the corner. Struble then has a nice hit. That causes a 3-on-1 turnover for the Canadians. Just can't bury. But they go to the power play as Dylan is called for a knee-on-knee trip on Evans. This is where Andy wants a piece of him. Dylan refuses, naturally. I remember watching hockey in the 2010. St. Louis was your average NPC. Good, yes, always good, but never good enough. And now they're your average NPC mid, just kind of whatever. Not good enough to get actual good picks, and not bad enough to, not bad enough to get good picks, and also not good enough to make the playoffs consistently. That's my conclusion on Blues hate tonight. Suns, you know what? That's fair. That's completely fair. I like that, actually. First unit for the power play gets some good looks. Caulfield and Matheson exchange some passes. And the Canadians score with the second unit out. Actually, a bit of a change. Dvorak gets the goal. Makes it 2-0. No, keep going. I mean, Fazio, we don't need to keep going. We know. All we got to say is St. Louis Blues, and most people go like, oh, yeah, fuck the Blues. Yeah, we know, get that. Fazio, I do agree, though. Fuck the Blues for sure. But Christian Dvorak makes it 2-0 Canadians. Anderson and Gallagher with the assist. Gally, by the way, congrats. His 200th career assist in his career. Love you, Harry. I vented all I can on the Rets. On the Rets. You've rented on the Rets, not the refs? No, on the refs. I misspoke, my dumbass. Hey, you know what? Love you too, Zach, dude. I will, whenever that, or Carter. It could be either one. I don't know which one it is. It could be Carter. Might be Zach. I don't know. That's the thrill of it being the Nolan Hockey Podcast account. I don't know which one it is, but whichever, Zach or Carter, I love you too, man. I absolutely I absolutely will be checking that video when it comes out after the stream is done, or maybe it's not out by the time the stream is done. Maybe it's out like 10 minutes after. Whenever it comes out, I'll check it out. I may have called your team trash. But understand, I was angry and a little hungry. Okay, so it's 100% Zach that's on the account. It's 100% Zach. Oh my god, I may have called you team trash. Dude, Zach, I have so much ammunition and I'm not going to use any of it because I want to see this video. I want to watch this video. Oh, bro. That's the comment. That is the catalyst to the upcoming beef we are about to have. I can tell. Oh god, no, for real though, it's all good, Zach, man. It's all good. The Habs will always have 2021, so we will always have that. Don't worry. But to be fair, you guys will as well, because you swept the Oilers before us, so you'll always have that. But yeah, so we got a coach's challenge after the goal is initially reviewed good by the officials who were huddling a little bit, or huddling, I should say. We got a coach's challenge for. Sorry, out of context. You're overlooking. Oh, I see now. Not talking about their fan base. Oh, shit, NZA. Oh, shit. Oh, damn. But no. So, yeah, the coach's challenge is for a missed stoppage in play prior to the goal, which It's funny because it's directly the shot that would have caused the whistle, and it's also the shot that did stop the whistle, technically. So, technically, it did stop the play. It just, not the way that the Jets wanted it to. But the Jets have a long look at the video of the goal. The entire sports city of St. Louis is overlooked. The Rams left for a reason. Oh my God, they did. Dude, that's when you know that St. Louis is overlooked. I completely forgot the fucking Rams were there. I thought they were always in fucking Los Angeles or wherever the hell the Rams are. But the refs take a very long look at it. We get about 8 different camera angles. Some of them look like Andy gets a touch on it. Some of them look like the Jets get a touch on it. Some of them look like nobody gets a touch on it until Dvorak. However, there's no purely conclusive angle, or it's not completely conclusive that Anderson doesn't end up touching the puck or a Jet doesn't touch the puck, which would negate the hand pass. And it's ruled we got a goal. It is a 2-0 Montreal Canadiens lead on the Winnipeg Jets. And we go back to the power play as well for delay of game. The Habs are 1 for 1 on the power play tonight. And on the second power play, we just can't find anything. The Jets get some easy clears. First unit, we're trying to find Caulfield, Matheson. They went back and forth. Good coverage, though, by the Jets. Leads nothing as the Habs are now 1 for 2. Jets then coming offside. There's no call there. They push as Scheifele tries to bury it behind Allen on a rebound, but just isn't able to. Allen ends up stopping anything. Winnipeg Jizz, ew. Bro, Winnipeg Jizz would be a really funny sports team name. Low-key, boys, what I've been considering doing for a long time is making like a custom NHL. Doing like completely all different team names, different... Maybe not logos. I might have to use just like an A, for example, if I go with Arizona. An M for like Montreal, for example. Harry, look at DM. Oh God, Suns, give me a second. But I've been considering doing like a 12-team custom NHL and like pick certain players that I want to be in the league. I've always considered that. The Winnipeg Jizz, yes sir, Bob. Oh God, Suns, I'm worried. What's on this? Oh fuck, Suns. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, Suns. The Jizz logo. The Jizz logo would have to be like the YouTube sweat emoji. It would have to be that 100%. Yeah. So Scheifele's not able to bear it. However, the Jets do score in the final minute. Gabe Vilardi continues his hot streak with, I believe it's his 5th goal of the year, his 5th goal in 8 games or something like that since coming back. If Zach's still in here, he can help me with this, but I believe it's his 5th of the year, and he makes it 2-1 Canadiens. A very bad deflection in front. He gets a rebound, puts it into the empty net, and so in the final minute, it's 2-1 for the Jets. Shots are 19-18 for the Habs. The Jets, no pun intended, turned it on in that second period. They really came out well. Then again, so did the Canadiens. New York Cocklanders would have to be in that league. No, Suns, they'd be the New York Go Fuck Yourselves. That would probably be it. Or the New York Have a Nice Day Assholes. That'd probably have to be their team name. But again, okay, Harry, gotta go. Good stream again tonight as usual. Hey, Bob, no problem, man. Keep your stick on the ice too, my good sir. Thank you for coming by. Happy to see you for a good portion of this stream. Thank you very much for coming by, my good sir, like usual. Pittsburgh Ass Pirates. Yes, sir, the Pap. I love the Pap. The Pap can have my ass anytime they want. But the shots are 19-18 for the Canadiens with a 2-1 lead after 40 minutes of play. Jets go to the power play a minute in. Justin Barron is called for a hold. And then, oh God. Suzuki gets in shorthanded. He has a shot that goes up high. And that hits Morrissey in the cheek. He is cut and bleeding. He is quick to get up. He throws his gloves off. And he heads down the tunnel. Thankfully, Wood come back. He ended up coming back with about 9 to 10 minutes left in the third. So, yeah, that was scary. Jets try to push. They don't find much. Habs are 2 for 2 in the PK. Again, thankfully, it was just seemed like it was just a cut, a little bit of swelling. Stitched him right up. He was back out there. Hopefully not a concussion. I'm assuming not because they did send him back out there. So, That's good. The St. Louis Who's is a great team. I don't want to associate anything related to one of the greatest rock bands of all time with St. Louis. So the Who's are completely, that can't happen. Shout out The Seeker, one of the best songs of all time. Jets then have momentum. Their third line gets a good chance. Andy gets hit hard. Lowry comes in, but an aggressive poke check by Allen keeps the game a 2-1 Habs lead. Off a couple turnovers, the Jets get a couple chances. Allen stepping up to the plate, though, plays well. Don't know why he'd be stepping up to the plate, because that probably means he's leaving the net open, but you know what? He steps up to the plate, and whatever the equivalent of that in hockey terms is. A couple more chances. Allen, good saves halfway through the third. Jets then pressure, and they score. Cole Perfetti buries a rebounded shot because Allen isn't able to control said rebounds. And it's a 2-2 tie game. That sucks. Yeah, Cole Perfetti buries a wide open net. The only way he can really score goals this year. What are the guidelines? No. St. Louis, just don't relate them to anything that's good. Really. So even the word "the" shouldn't be in their name. Even the word "the" should not be in their name. They can be the St. Louis. Exactly. They can be the St. Louis rapists, because again, if we're not associating them with anything good, then yeah, we're gonna want, or the St. Louis Nazis, maybe we can, or the St. Louis Holocaust. Well, then again, we can just go Nazis again, but you know, it's something good. The St. Louis Hockey Club. You fucking try to say hockey clubs aren't good, sons. Fucking try to say. All right, yeah. So it's a 2-2 tie game again. Jets pressure. They really tried to find the lead. They get some big pressure. The Habs top line, I was noticing in this third period, was the only one that was able to generate any type of offense. The Suzuki, Caulfield, and Slavkovsky line was really pressing at points during this third. The shots, I want to say, in this third, by the way, were 17-5 for the Jets. They should have won it. East St. Louis is known for crime, so the St. Louis Criminals, that could actually work, I think. The St. Louis Criminals, we'll see. That could be a team name. God, I really don't want to do a league where I like give all the control to the players, because, or the GMs, because that, I know that would not end well. I know for sure. Habs then go to the power play with just about 30 seconds left as the Habs try to press Ehlers, and off the faceoff as well. Ehlers gets caught tripping up Mike Matheson with just 30 seconds left. He had a pretty good chance to end the game. However, Habs just can't get much. Jets clear it down the ice to end regulation. So the shots are 32-24 Jets, and it's a 2-2 tie game as we will require regulation. We will require an overtime to end this game. Habs on the power play. They do win the opening faceoff. There's some good pressure. And we've got penalties after about 30-40 seconds. Adam Lowry is going to go to the box for a cross-check on Mike Matheson. He cross-checks him twice in the numbers. Genuinely, for Lowry, shut the fuck up and get to the box. You should not be surprised that you get called when you cross-check somebody. What a great captain Adam Lowry is. That's really all the shit I gotta talk on Adam Lowry is. Shut the fuck up and get in the box. You cross-checked a dude twice in the numbers. However, Matheson's called for closing his hand on the puck as well. I don't know how they saw that and then completely missed the Caulfield getting a hand in the mouth that should have drawn a power play as well, but yeah, so we've got, again, still a 4-on-3 Canadiens power play. I thought it should have been a 5-on-3. If you're going to let go of the Caulfield thing, you should let go of the Matheson hand on the puck, even if it even was. I don't even think it was. Lowry gave Matheson 2 shots in the numbers, and the Canadiens score. And by the way, before I do get into this, I should say, to any Jets fans that were pissed that the Jets didn't get a power play because of the alleged trip that Andy gave Lowry, that fucking, what's his name, Ehlers, that he gave Ehlers before he then tripped up Matheson. I hope you know that the cross-check, if that happens in that order, if that cross-check still happens, that's a 4-on-4 into a Habs power play. So, technically, 4-on-4 into a Habs power play. No, how would that work? 4-on-3. Yeah, it turns into a 4-on-4. No. 4-on-3, 4-on-4 into a 5-on-4 Habs power play, and then back to 4-on-3. That was way too complicated for me to understand for a second. But either way, Canadiens win. They win the face-off in the Jets zone, some setup passes, and the Habs score. Justin Barron, his 6th goal of the season. I believe his first career OT winner, gets the goal. Beauty of a wrister. Caulfield and Suzuki with the assists on that goal. Habs win in overtime. A beauty of a goal on the power play. The Habs 2 for 3 on the power play tonight, by the way. Canadiens played a very solid part of a second period. Good overtime. Fairly decent first. I thought both teams just kind of manned the first. I mean, your shots after 20 were 6-5. How good can both teams really be? Unless there were shot blocks every other shot, basically. But either way, the Montreal Canadiens would pick up the W tonight. Again, 3-2 in regulation. So yeah, solid there. You love to see some dude. You love to see a dude getting an overtime winner who doesn't usually. You saw it earlier this year with Gooley, now Barron. Yeah, if it was not his first career overtime game-winning goal, then they definitely went over to him because he won the game against his brothers. So that's pretty cool. So yeah. At this point, boys, what we're going to do now is we are going to work on getting out of here. We're going to do the final Canadian stats. And then I'm going to get out of here. We're going to work our way to the outro. However, firstly, before we do go to the Canadian stats, real quick, I'm going to look up how my King of the Ring is doing. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, so we're doing good. Okay, good, perfect. So yeah, the Canadian stats now before the end of the game. Nick Suzuki leads the Canadiens with 8 goals, 18 assists, 26 points. Goal, Caulfield has 8 goals, 14 assists, 22 points. Mike Matheson, 5 goals, 16 assists, 21 points. Sean Monahab, 9 goals, 9 assists, 18 points. Alex Newhook, who is unfortunately out for about 2.5-ish months now. 7 goals, 6 assists, 13 points before he got hurt. Justin Barron, 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points. Brendan Gallagher, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points. Jake Evans, 2 goals, 8 assists, 10 points. Josh Anderson, suddenly starting to climb the ranks. 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points. Caden Gooley, 2 goals, 7 assists, 9 points. Tanner Pearson, before he got hurt, I keep forgetting to read him out. I'm going to do that now. Tanner Pearson, who's currently hurt, 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points. Juraj Slafkovsky, 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points. Christian Dvorak, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. Jonathan Kovacevic with 4 goals and assists for 5 points. Jesse Ullinen with 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points. Yoel Armia with 4 goals. I actually think Armia was a healthy scratch tonight, I feel like. Gustav Lindstrom, 3 goals and assists for 4 points. Jaden Struble, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points. Michael Pezzetta with a goal, 3 assists for 4 points. Raphael Harvey-Pinard with 4 assists. Arbor Jacki and David Savard each with a goal, 2 assists for 3 points. Jordan Harris with 3 assists. Kirby Doc, who's unfortunately out for the remainder of the year, only played 2 games. He's got 2 assists. Jake Allen and Caden Primo each with an assist. Michael Pezzetta and Arbor Jacki with 3 fights. Josh Anderson, Tanner Pearson, and Juraj Slafkovsky all with a single fight this year. Sorry, boys, I had to cough real quick. So yeah, that is going to do it for today's stream. Real quick, guys, thank you all so much for watching. My name is Rice. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share, and everything, which includes, but it's not limited to, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and everything else. My name is Rice. Subscribe to join the Puff Club, the HC Club, the Sub Hub, and the D Nation. If you are a member of the Mod Squad, link them on our comments, streams, and your videos is much greatly appreciated. Thank you guys again so much for watching. My name is Rice. Links in the description. I already mentioned links in the description. If I didn't, links in the description. Check them out. I'm Montreal. Always remember, no matter how bad we are like last year, how fairly decent we are like this year. Go Habs, go baby. Thank you guys again so much for watching. My name is Rice, and I am out. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye guys. 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 Bye. CNZ, thank you for coming by, my good sir. See you guys. Hell yeah. I'm going to stay alive another minute, actually, just to hit the hour and a half mark. We'll stay alive another minute. So, real quick, updates on 25 Days of Harry, I guess. Like I mentioned near the start of the stream, we've still got we've got about a week. We've got a week exactly left of 25 Days of Harry left. Next Monday is fucking Christmas. Well, by the time you're watching this, because the stream's about to end, 6 days from now is fucking Christmas. The only thing I've got left to actually film is the remainder of the top 100 favorite movies of all time, which I don't think it should really be a spoiler because that is the video that always ends it every year. But yeah, that's all I've got left to film. I've got the 24th day of the Q&A to edit. That's all I've really got, again, to edit besides the now last video, the 25th video. Yeah, we are rolling with 25 Days of Harry, boys. Thank you for all the support. Love you guys again. See you guys. Bye, guys. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye. Peace. Bye.